do? It's your boy Mike Brockers, a.k.a. the Brockster, 11-year vet, former first-round pick, here with my co-host, my guy, my boy, my brother from another mother, Mr. Petty Pat. Talk to him.
Yo, what's good, everybody? This your boy, Petty Pat, lead brand designer with Brock Brand Clothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, today we got a special guest with us. He's my homie. I know I call everybody my homie, but this is my homie. We got pet names for each other. This is my Chico Boom. I don't want to, no pause, but this is my Chico Boom right here, man. My main man, Mr. June the Barber, man. Hey, give it up to him, man.
Yo,
hey,
what up?
We appreciate you coming to bless the broadcast, man. I appreciate you coming on. I chose you to come on because I feel like you are a hell of a entrepreneur. I think your story is phenomenal, where you started from to where you are now, and then just knowing that you're not finished. You're not a finished product yet. So, tell us about yourself.
What up, everybody? First of all, I appreciate the opportunity, my boy Pat and Brock, for showing love, always supporting me in everything that I do, man.
Thanks.
My name's June.
Mm-hmm.
The barber industry knows me as June the Barber. I've been cutting hair for 20 years plus. Started when I was 14, outside in the patio doing my thing. My brother's best friend was a barber. It's just something that attracted me. The vibe, the cutting hair on the porch, the loud music, the sweats and stuff like that. It was just something that I gravitated towards to, and since then I just he gave me my first pair of clippers, and I took those pair of clippers and just started a journey. At the time, barbering wasn't really big as it was. A bunch of older guys in the game, the Henrys, the Pauls, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't really nothing around me that I could look up to as far as a barber figure. So I kind of just ran with what my boy, his name is Jay Clippers, right? And that was just something he was doing at the time. He has a whole different other profession. But just seeing the way he moved, the way he talked to people, the way he has, just like some youngsters look up to the dope boys, I was looking up to him because at the time he had the flashy, he had the swag, he had the style, and he was cutting hair. You know what I'm talking about? The way I seen him just cut people after people after people, getting people fresh, that confidence build, it was just something that was like yo, this is crazy. I kind of want to take this and maybe take it to the next level, right? So with my first pair of clippers, I started cutting hair in my parents' garage. At the time, I was already going to middle school, then high school. I kind of took it to, I'm going to start doing this for real. So I started just, in boys' locker room, garages, wherever I could find a place that somebody would let me and allow me in to cut hair. You know what I mean?
Hustle.
You got to remember at this time, barbering wasn't what it was now. No social media, no nothing right now. Now it's totally different. I'm talking about the game took a spike. You know what I'm talking about? So now there's barbers everywhere. The game is really, really crazy. The industry is crazy, right? Coming into the game, I always knew that I wasn't an educator, and I definitely didn't want to try to get sponsored by or endorsed by a product. At the time, that's what everybody was running to, right? And I kind of knew I wanted to do something different. How I wanted to do it, I wasn't really too sure, but I just knew that there was other opportunities out there that I could create being a barber than just standing behind a chair, right?
Facts.
So one of my boys named Easy Access, shout out to Easy, man. He put me on with Trader Truth, an artist in Houston, Texas. And at this
Shout
time,
out Trader Truth.
Shout out Trader Truth and the whole ABN gang. They always took care of me every time I pulled up. They showed me love. I have crazy stories being in the kitchen with Big Pokey.
Come on, man.
Trader Truth. Yo, at this time,
Houston
you got to
legends.
remember.
Facts. Houston legends.
I was young at this time, bro. It was nothing like, it was just a crazy time in my life. So when we speak about a celebrity barber, now there's such thing as celebrity barbers, but back then I wasn't even thinking of a celebrity barber. I was just running with the passion that I had, and I was making money with it. So there was no internet. There was really no social media for me to post up and I'm cutting so and so's hair. I'm cutting so and so's hair. And at the time, I had Easy and Trader Truth. Every time somebody would come into the city, they would hit me up, and I would come and chop them up. From Kendrick Lamar to Trey Songz, and the list goes on at that moment. You know what I mean? Are they my clients? No, but when they came into the city,
they fuck with you.
You took care of them.
I took care of them, bro. Trader Truth has this one big event, it's called Trade Day. So you just imagine all the celebrities that were coming in, from Shorty Low, RP, and to so many other people, Gunplay, Rick Ross, and the list goes on. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have all those memories captures as well in pictures, and and hopefully one day I could just shoot out a documentary. And now, fast forward, now I'm already an older age now than what I was before, surrounding myself with just different people that were, on a different road than me, businessmen, the whole 9 yards. Because at that time I needed something to point me forward. You know what I mean? Because I knew I had something, but I like, coming up in the scene, like, we don't have no business mindsets. There's a lot of things about taxes and things that, I didn't know. So I had to surround myself around people like that. That way I could be able to, elaborate on that and push it as well. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole come up on my game as far as that. I put in a lot of work behind the scene to this day, and a lot of things have changed. I mean, there's more to talk about, but I'll wait and see.
We'll pull a little bit out because I had some questions for you because I've kind of been, I don't want to say, like, I've kind of watched your journey, not from the beginning stages, but definitely since high school. You've been cutting me up since high school. So watching your journey from high school to where you are now, it's incredible. But I kind of want to go back to, when you started off. Barbering, cutting hair is a trade. Yep. Was it always a trade? You talked about how you liked hair. Was it your passion about hair? Or was it just a trade and it's a hustle?
To be honest with you, I at the time when I started cutting hair, I wasn't making money. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of free cuts, trying to get my name out there. At the time when I started cutting hair, it was $5 haircuts. So
come on, man. OG, that sounds like gas prices.
So yeah, but I'm like,
the gas prices now.
So what happened, like in that area, like I was able to catch like the old wave and then the new wave. So I'm kind of like one of those in between that was able to catch both waves at the same time. You know what I mean? And a lot of the homies back then, they call me a youngster OG, only because of the fact that I was able to catch, before the new wave came and I caught some of the old wave.
For sure.
So I was able in the middle as well.
So, bro, you didn't go to barber school or nothing like that?
Yeah, I did go to barber school, bro. I went to barber school, completed that, got my license. Everything's legit on my end.
So, you got it.
It don't matter.
So when you was cutting people up in the little restrooms or the gym and stuff like that, they didn't really care, like.
Oh nah, so check it out. In high school,
I know I ain't give a fuck. It was a cheap cut.
Shit. In high school, my counselor told me, "Yo, check it out, man. You're either gonna be inquirer, or you want to be a basketball trainer." And I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, that's all we got to offer right now."
Yeah.
And I was already cutting hair, so I thought about it. I said, "Man, give me a second." I went back to classroom and I thought about it. I said, you know what, fuck it. Put me in the basketball training.
Yeah.
I already knew some people in there, like shout out to my boy Jamal Fenton.
Come on, man.
And my boy Rob Martinez, all of them, right? So like I never was the basketball trainer. I was just in the back chopping wigs, cutting hair, every time, like 8th period or whatever, I'll just start chopping.
Them boys was fresh for the game, bro. Every game was fresh.
So that's what I did, you know what I mean? So like I never came out. I never went on trips with the basketball team. I stayed in the locker room just cutting hair. And shout out to my coach. Now, it wasn't my coach because I wasn't an athlete, but shout out to the coach at that time for just allowing me to do what I had to do.
Man, that's dope.
He understood, like, yo, do your thing. You know what I mean?
That's crazy now because, now football teams are now putting in barber chairs and things like that.
Yeah, nowadays you fuck around and go to the right high school, you fuck around and have a barbershop in there. It's crazy.
Hey, facts.
No, for real.
Facts,
cosmetology class. They'll have
100%.
barbers. And
so tell me this, Bubba's. Oh, so when did you know or you get that inclination that, like, you was good at cutting hair? Like, what was that moment where you found out, like, no, I'm pretty nice. Like, was it cutting celebrities or where was that?
To be honest with you, to this day, I never thought that I knew that I was good. Like, I'm talking about, like, I had confidence in myself. I knew that I was good. But the one thing that I was really good about is being a people's person.
Yeah.
I was always on top of my cues. If I said I was going to be there at 7, I was there at 6:50. If I said I was going to be here at a certain time, whatever it was at that time. So I think me having that with the decent haircut, it just created this whole total package, you know what I mean? And at that time, like I said, I was just I wanted to do things different. So I wanted to stand out. I wanted to be that little kid running around the streets, cutting different celebrities' hair at the time. And, at times people thought it was crazy because I'll come into the barbershop for a little bit and I'll get a call, you know what I mean? But back then, you looking at $10 haircuts, or I could disappear for 2 hours and maybe make like $150, $200. Like, it was really worth it to me because everything I do is calculated to the miles I drove, to the time I spent there. Like, you know what I mean? I never wanted to be that person like, fuck, I fucking around and wasted 3 hours and only made $100. And I was never that person. Everything was calculated.
So tell me this, and it's funny you talk about doing house calls and going to celebrities. Man, what's this thing about? I think it happened like, I want to say 5 years ago, and it might be more and less, but man, when barbers got ring lights and start charging like $45 for a cut, it changed the game. So you're a barber, like, what was that whole change about? Was it more about the economy and, barbers need money too, barbers need to eat too, and, what was that shit about?
So, like I said, I came from the $5 haircuts, talking about to I came in Ripple, so I remember at the barbershop. But let's go to the ring light shit.
Yeah.
I've never used a ring light in my life. I don't own a ring light.
Come on, man.
At all.
Come on, man.
And that's just me because, you know, I just always make sure the places that I went to, I needed the
Well
things
lit.
I asked.
Well lit.
The things that I asked for at that moment, you know, someone was just, you know, make sure you give me some AC and some good light. That's all I asked for. Was there situations where the lights were dim and stuff like that too? But then I'll break it down. I'm a G. I adapt to any situation.
Come on, man.
So
Let them know.
I
Come on,
make this
man.
shit happen regardless. No, but now it's a new wave. It's a new era. The ring light is like part of the Clipper set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, I kind of feel sometimes, it does help people, you know, especially the guys that battle it out and stuff like that.
Them motherfuckers is moving that ring like
Yeah,
everywhere they move.
You know what I'm talking about? But so that's for
Yeah.
that. So I'm not gonna knock it, but I came from an era we didn't use ring lights.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it was either you make it happen or you don't. But you know, the ring light shit, I mean,
Or the spray. I didn't mean it. Like,
But
let's talk about it. Beijing.
With the but I'm saying with the ring light shit, I feel like that's because some people have two. I feel like that's a lot because you already have your corded clippers.
yeah. So
right?
but like I sometimes I think like it's like it's how can I say it's like an essential to them as far as like how can I say like for instance. Do I really need these headphones on to do a podcast? I've done podcasts without headphones, right?
Yeah.
But it's probably way better if I can hear myself and do things, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it becomes like one of those things for them. You know what I mean? It's like I got the ring light, I got this shit. He's a total package shit. Come on, motherfucker. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I
Right.
just think the ring light is like one of those essential things. I mean, yeah, you could use it to see light, but everybody has a different vision. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, I can't use it. It just throws me off.
My thing is like, is it really essential, or is it a thing like, okay, I got a ring light, $45.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot has to do with that as well. Yeah, I feel like, you know, I got a ring light, turn it on.
And motherfuckers wearing gloves now. They wearing gloves too.
Yeah,
like,
so-
bro, come on, bro. You
So
need gloves
yeah.
on now?
So with the glove thing too, I remember the gloves. You don't want to get splinters in your hand and shit like that, right? Cool. To me, like, you know, don't get it wrong. If it's somewhere that I might be shooting something and I want to look cool,
Yeah.
you know, tomorrow. But then again, I got custom gloves that were made for me, so I also want to use them for the endorsements that I have.
Facts,
you know,
facts,
tomorrow. So
facts.
that also gives me. That's for me though. Motherfuckers just wearing just blacked out gloves. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, that's their thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like whatever it may be. But then again, that's just something else too. Because I've been cutting hair my whole life, and like, you know, I did a long time without no gloves. You know what I mean?
What about the spray? I know we kind of
Yeah.
Oh, the
touched
spray.
on it.
Oh, you talking about
The Beijing, bro. Everybody want to spray you, bro.
Bro.
Everybody want to spray. Even when you first jump in the seat, everybody like.
All
I'm
right,
like,
Bro,
well,
shout out Carlos Boozer, bro.
Well,
You
real
always
quick,
see Carlos
all right,
Boozer,
well,
bro.
real quick before I answer that question,
Talk to me.
what are your thoughts about the spray? Because I'm pretty like, you know, you.
So I think the spray, it kind of like handicaps guys. Like I feel like when you can do a cut and then you might mess up and know like, ah, shit, I can just spray and get it, you know, finish that. It kind of handicaps you. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
feel
you don't-
I appreciate you not using the spray, because then I come out, I'm like, damn, I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? He ain't use no spray. This bitch clean, you know. But a lot of guys, I feel like they use it as a handicap, as a crutch. Yeah, hey, if I can just do this real fast and go as fast as I can, and then if I mess up, I can just spray around it. That's how I feel.
And I'm bald, so it don't really, that spray shit don't mean nothing to me. But my cousin, I'm not gonna say his name, but he know exactly what I'm talking about. Bro, we done been to like been in a hotel, and my boy done fucked up some pillows with that spray and shit. I'm talking about black shit all over the pillow. I'm like, bro, you done fucked these people pillows up. So that spray shit, bro, I feel like as a person, bro, as a customer, right? When I go home and I'm looking at my haircut, I'm like, ooh, my shit crispy. I got the Jalen Rose.
Right.
But you take a shower and it's black shit all over the floor, and now you can see the little imperfections. You like, come on, bro, you ain't did me like that. But
Right.
like, I feel like that should have pissed me off if I was in there and you did spray painted my motherfucking head.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with both of y'all on what y'all said. But like, okay, now from my point of view,
Talk to
right?
us.
So I don't come from a background of that, but I do know one of my really good friends who, my boy Jay Harris, killing the game, man. So check it out. This is what he's always told me. He goes, there's enhancements, and then there's people that know how to use enhancements, and there's people that don't. There definitely is a proper way to use them. That should not be happening when you take a bath. That should not be happening when you lay down.
Right.
But that just shows you that whoever used that did not know how to use them properly, right? Because it's just like anything else. You know what I'm talking about? It's a permanent dye.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've seen some really, like my boy Rock, He's cold with it, dog. No, much props to my boy. I look up to him. He's like a really good mentor of mine. And he took it to another level, right? But I've seen his haircuts. He will not apply it to you without you seeing that, right? And once you see it, it's like, damn, it's natural. Player. Right. Cool. All right, check it out. I got a few extra minutes on his appointment. Let me show you something real quick. Boom. It's it's an enhancement. It's to make it look a little more crispier, right? But there's a proper way to use it.
Right.
Do I feel like everybody should use it? No. Am I down with it? No, because I don't have the clientele that asks for it.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Is that another way of making extra money? 100%. He's making hella money behind it, but for the people that ask for it. So just like the homie said earlier, I think it's more of a customer or a client's preference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
As long as that client understands that I don't need to use this and it's natural and I kill it, cool. Now, all right, let's touch it up a little bit. But when that comes off, there shouldn't be no reason why it doesn't look like, good. You know what I mean?
Oh, but are there people who like, I kind of feel like there might be some barbers who use it regardless and they charge that extra price because it's like, hey, bro, this is included.
Yes, but no, I don't think it should be included. That should not be something that be included. Now, if the client's asking for it, then 100%. Yeah, you're going to, it's all about, making a little extra revenue or just finding an extra avenue to make money. You know what I mean? As far as like the hot shave towel, these are all just extra things to add up to that price. So then you get a fucked up price at the end. It's like $265. You're like, what the fuck was this?
Bro.
Right. You know what I'm talking about? But it was this, that.
You remember the
mean?
steam? I got you,
bro. Cause what's his name? YK Osiris was dealing with that with his barber, bro, and she was giving him a price, and he kind of like flailed on her and shit. Like,
yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Bro, but my thing is
do
this.
that shit to me. Ain't no shit.
My thing is this, bro. If haircuts used to be $10, right? If $10-12, right? Roughly around there. So, has the price of clippers gone up?
100%.
But how much though?
Kind
of like a percentage.
So it's just like anything else. All right. I've seen so and so wear a pair of shoes. Now it's public. Them shoes were $150. Now the motherfuckers $500.
Okay.
So you think about that. Think about it like that as well too. So economy goes up. Everything goes up. 100%. Razors cost more now. Motherfucker, I used to buy a box of razors like $500 for the low. Now you can't even touch a box for a certain amount of money. Clippers are just dropping like a pair of shoes every fucking weekend. These clipper companies have understood the game. They know the youth. They know what they want. They could drop a pair of fucking clippers every week, and these motherfuckers are buying them. Why? Because it's a trendy thing to do. But you can't. Like, my thing is, you have 100 pair of clippers and you haven't mastered one. I've always stuck to the same pair of clippers, the same brand. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to dibble and dabble off of different things. They all work different. They all cut different. It just depends on what your preference is, but definitely have gone up.
Now you talk about the different clippers and stuff like that. What did you start off with? Like, do you still have that pair of clippers?
I do have the pair of clippers, but I don't use them now. But I've always been original wall. Wall has always been wall professional. Is just something that I picked up, and like I said, that was put in my hand from my boy Jay Clippers. Had he put something else in my hand at that moment, then I probably would have been more on that. But that was just like, the standard thing, the wall clipper, the professional and stuff like that. To this day, I still use walls.
Man, that's
I remember
dope.
being
That's
a little
dope.
kid and my mama. She used to cut our hair. Me and all my cousins, we all come at Southside fade. Yeah. That's all she knew how to do. But I for sure remember it was always wall clippers, bro.
Yeah, wall. I mean, there's so many different brands now. Like it's the brand.
It's saturated. Now the market is saturated.
Bro, what about it's a guy on YouTube I watch every now and then. He does like kind of like the sneaker shopping when they come into the store and buy. He does that with clippers and shit. And I saw the wall that he has. Yeah. Everything is cordless, bro.
Yeah, everything's cordless.
I was like, bro, what the?
That's another thing. Like, hey, it's cordless now. So guess what? That costs money. It's just like an iPhone. You buy a charger, you're gonna buy more than one charger. They know what they're doing.
I need a fast charger.
Or you could buy a fast charger, but this fast charger.
The fast charger is way more.
Hey, there you go. And so now it's just like that. Everything else is now the barber game, the barber industry. Whether it's a comb or a comb that does this, or now you have guards that have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clip in one guard. Like, this shit is getting out.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you ain't never got to change the guard.
Yeah, so now you just, it's crazy. Like, they're just inventing the craziest shit ever.
Tell me this. I just want to ask this question. Like, do barbers have a hard time finding barbers for themselves? Did you have a hard time finding a barber that cut you clean?
Yeah, I did. Especially depending on the type of hair you have, you know what I mean? And for me, it was different, Hispanic,
Right.
thin kind of long hair type shit, you know what I'm talking about? So back in the day, like tapers weren't big back in the day, you know what I mean? Like I was in middle school and we first got the taper, you know what I'm talking about? Uptown they call it the Caesars. Down here was tapers,
Yeah.
2-finger tapers, mid tapers, whatever it was. That became a big thing, and like, I was rocking that, and my boy Jay Clippers, he was doing that already, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, that was like something new that I was bringing to the Southeast side. I mean, everybody was getting tapers, but for the Hispanics getting tapers, it wasn't new. It was like kind of new then, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it was kind of
Gotcha,
hard to
gotcha.
find. That's why you started seeing like, a bunch of Mexicans getting cuts by, the brothers and stuff,
yeah, for
because they were hooking them up with these tapers and these Caesars, and motherfuckers were feeling themselves. You know what I mean?
Bro,
facts.
I remember the first time I saw a Hispanic dude in the barbershop I used to go to, and he got that's what he came. He was like, "Hey man, I want my hair cut like a black." That's what he said. I want my hair cut like a black person.
There you go.
They gave him a clean ass taper, bro. I was like, bro, this boy shit clean,
Fucked
but
them up. Yeah.
fucked him up because he would go to. He said he had a Asian lady
Yeah.
at like I think it was Supercuts or something like that.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah, he used to
Supercuts.
just go in there and just
Fuck Supercuts.
yeah.
Facts, bro. Fuck Supercuts. But has anybody fucked you up? Like, okay, so for example, man, I got an uncle that cut, right? So I used to go to him when I was a little younger, bro. And, I didn't know nothing about pushing your edge up back and this and this and that until I got into high school, you know what I'm saying? So I used to get cut by him, when I was younger. Then I got into high school and motherfuckers start, ribbing you, joning on you, you coming there fucked up. So, man, I went to get a cut by him one time, bro. And I remember taking off my do-rag and niggas was like, oh. And I was like, what y'all oohing about, bro? Because I remember talking to him. I was like, hey, make sure you don't go too, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you don't go too far. He was like, man, I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, yo, you pushed me back, bro. Like, I never went back to his ass, bro. My mom was like, nah, go to your uncle. I was like, man, fuck no, I ain't going to my
So like at the time I told you, you know what I'm talking about, like I would get tapers and then I'll go home and do my own edge up.
Oh, okay, got you.
I wasn't gonna sit there and try to do a taper in the back and stuff like that, you know what I'm talking about. But now to this day, like
You cheating. That's cheating. I wish I can get myself a
I just like, hook it up or whatever. Like, I always wear a hat regardless. So
Facts.
I just try to make it seem like I got a haircut.
OG. So, man, hey, we talked about your foundation. We talked about, like, what brought you to this point and you being a barber, and that was wonderful. And on this show, we always kind of venture off into, like, entrepreneurship and owning your own business. That's why, I wanted you to come on the show, because I feel like I've picked up a lot from you just off of content creating and things like that. So I want to ask you a question about your growth and, your expansion from being just a barber. Because, you got guys that cut for 20 years and they so used to just cutting. That's what they do for 20 years. And I've watched your growth go from, doing, cutting hair, and then you started, your Sucio brand, which I fuck with. Look at the hat. Come on, the Sucio brand. Then you got Clipper Beast, which is, barber battles for young barbers in the, city of Houston, or just, in the world, in United States. And you just expanded, bro. You kept expanding. What got you to that mindset of like, I'm bigger than just a barber?
I think what got me to that mindset was me surrounding myself with people that were already doing things like that, creating opportunities in different avenues that they could, So it's one thing being a barber, but I always told myself I was never going to grow old behind a chair. I was never going to grow old behind a chair. And the reason why I always told myself that, because I seen the way the repetition was going with these barbers and the older barbers, just being mad, grumpy, not being able to, adapt or, get out of their old ways and stuff like that. I never wanted to be like that, right? So the moment I started surrounding myself with people that I knew that had the business mindset, that knew that I could help me push and wanted to see me grow, and that's the moment when I started to realize and started to push things more and more, right? Yeah, it came from a barber to like one of the. I am the one and only endorsed by a Monster Energy drink.
Come on, man. Come on, talk your shit.
The first barber to ever do that. I'm also an influencer for the Clink Room, a well-known new era fitted cat in San Diego. I also have a platform called Clipper Beast that I've been doing for 4.5 years. Things have been skyrocketing with that. I got endorsements for that as well too. Traveled the world doing barber battles. With Monster, I've been on over 8 tours in the world.
Come on.
Everything you could think about. So, this is all something that I planned and I saw back then. I knew I could make it happen, but if I wasn't around the right people, I wouldn't be able to make it happen. So,
Right.
I think surrounding myself with those type of people, those type of mindsets is what, really like pushed me, gave me that extra battery to continue to push. And now, like, now it's like it's a game over. It's just a ripple effect. I'm just
Right.
moving.
Right. And I love the fact that you do like that content phase too, because me and you talk plenty of time. Every time I go into the shop, I'm like, bro, like, how do you pick up your phone and just film? Like, how do you just want to film yourself or do content? Because me and Pat been doing content for a little minute, and I know the work it is to do, when it comes to content creating. And a lot of people think it's easy. Like, how do you get yourself up? Because, how do you get yourself up to do these kind of things?
So in the beginning, it was just one of those things. Like I told you, how can I be different?
Right.
Tomorrow I'm okay. You're a barber, and once you learn how to fade, then what? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I always told myself that I was gonna be one person that if you checked my resume and you looked at me, I wasn't gonna be a normal barber.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to set out to be the best barber in the world. That was not my goal. My goal was gonna be I was gonna start being the barber, and with that like that little stepstone right there, I was gonna create other opportunities. I always wanted that, right? So content is something now. Like, if you really look at it now, it's the world. The world revolves around content creating.
Right,
So
right.
that's
No,
like
for real.
currency nowadays. Content is like currency nowadays. You know what I mean? So I know hella people who are creating content that are making money off of it. I did it for fun at first. I get paid now to do different videos, you know what I mean, from different companies to drop different videos, and I do everything off of my iPhone.
That's dope.
So that's just go back to me creating another opportunity, like another avenue to make money. You know what I mean? I love doing content. That's my thing. Like I wake up in the morning, I'll scroll through Instagram, sometimes TikTok, and I see certain things going on, and maybe how can I incorporate that into the barber world or whatever it may be, like that, right? Whatever it is, talking about, and like I just do stuff off the rip. You know what I mean? Like just different things, just being creative, thinking out the box, you know what I mean? So that's something I always had, in me, being creative, just thinking on the spot. If I think of something I want to do, I make sure I do it before the end of the week.
Yeah.
And, some things cool, some things are not, you know what I mean? But that's in me, bro.
Right. Do you gotta treat it as a business? Like your content creating is your business? Because you said you make money. Like how do you?
The way I do it, I break it down now. There's certain days in the week that I dedicate to my brand, my clothing brand. There's certain days that I cater to the people that that are endorsing me, and I have to fulfill a contract for them as well. And then there's certain days that I'm a barber, and then there's certain days I do barber stuff, and there's certain days I do Monster Energy stuff.
Man.
It's a list of things.
Facts.
So now that's what took me away from cutting hair. But at the same time, I'm like doubling or tripling up. I'm just like a smaller, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I treat it like a job. It definitely is a job. It's a job. You know what I mean? It's a thought process. It's something that you drop and break down. Like you're about to do something. Just how y'all got your questions ready.
Right.
It's for me. Like I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just press play. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. And I'm about to get this shit straight real quick too. Everything that I drop, I edit off of Instagram. I don't use no cut cap. I don't use no cut. I don't do none of that shit.
Yeah.
I break this shit down on the internet. I just mastered it so well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And then when I started getting paid, I was like, yo, it's a wrap. Now, don't get it twisted for like my companies like Clipper Beats and stuff like that. I got people on retainers now because that's something that I can capture because I also have to be, the eye for it and stuff like that too. So no, that just shows growth because everything that I've done through all my my companies, my brands started off on my iPhone, and I still implement the iPhone all the time because there's certain things that I'm gonna see that somebody else is never gonna see.
Right.
So if I don't get it off right then and there, then I might not ever see it again. So I like to do things on my own as well. But whenever it's like a high cap thing or something like I can't do this alone, I definitely pull in people to help me out.
Facts. I wanted to ask you about you talked about Monster and getting with Monster. Like, how does a barber get with Monster? How did that opportunity come to you?
The opportunity came to me. There's no blueprint on that. It's just me. Shout out to my boy, my brother. This is like my brother, B-Boy Moy.
Come on, Moy.
Shout out Moy, bro. He's a legend.
Yo, y'all need my boy there. He's the one. So check it out. My boy Moy created a whole B-Boy program behind Monster Energy, man. There was a day he told me, yo, let's go to L.A. I've never flown out the city. I've never done nothing like that. He goes, I'm going to take you to one of these shows. I'll introduce you as my barber, and we get it going from there. And, one thing led to another. By the time I knew it, I was in Monster headquarters in Corona, California. One of the top reps, asked for a haircut. I had my shit on me. I'm in corporate Monster.
Right place, right time.
Don't get ready, stay ready.
He stayed ready. He had his
had
clippers
my
with
shit
him.
on me, right? I had them on me. I mean, maybe something could have done, but it wouldn't have been a big as impact like it was today, right?
Right.
So anyways, I build relationships. I would fly with my boy Moy. He'll bring me with me. I didn't have to pay nothing, and then when we hit different cities, I was on my phone, like, who can I hit up out here that I could go? Who can I go cut? Whatever it was, like that, right? I just started rubbing elbows, I always tell people, it's one thing that, yeah, I believe in luck to a certain extent, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you put in work. And when you put in work, you're going to make shit happen. And eventually, if it doesn't happen then, the harder you put in work, something's going to come out of it, you know what I mean? So I want to say I definitely put in work for that shit. I was definitely putting myself in positions and places I had no reason to be in. You know what I mean? So I was rubbing elbows with people that, what the fuck is what you doing here trying to be a barber, right? But I had a bigger vision, I had a vision that one day I wanted to be where I'm at right now. And we still got to grow from here. It doesn't stop here.
Facts.
Now it's like you did all this and you build it up to this. And now people are looking like, what's next? You know what I mean? Like, what's next? You know what I mean? So I always stay on my boom, 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 boom. And we got a lot of shit going on. So, so that's kind of how that happened is me, just
that's
taking
dope.
myself out of town and doing stuff like that.
That's dope. Because it kind of made you, like, grow into a boss. Like, you go from being a trade where it's just you, and now you grew to having employees and, people, when you say retainers, that hit me because, everybody got their hand out. Everybody want to be paid, you know what I'm saying? So
100%.
what did it take for you to become that boss level or get to that boss level of leadership and getting your team run right?
So I still got a lot to learn when it comes to that as well, but I could definitely say that I capitalized off a lot that I learned, a lot of, wisdom from the people, like I said, surrounding myself with those people, right?
Yeah.
Because, when you don't surround yourself with those people, you become who you're with. You know what I mean? So, like, for instance, like, if you're in a section, like, I felt like at one point I was in a section where I wasn't growing anymore. I looked to my left and I looked to my right. I couldn't discuss the ideas that I had because then I was doing too much. Or I looked like chill out, dog, you're just a barber. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and if you get stuck in that, you get molded to become something like that. So, I took myself out that situation. And at the moment I took myself out that situation, that's when I started to, think about things, like, all right, cool, I'm a barber. What can I do next? I want to be a boss-ass guy. I want to be somebody to be able to, put somebody on because everybody wants to be a boss. And, I'm not saying that I'm the most financially person because I'm not.
Right.
But the little that I have, I make sure that I spread it to those that always help me.
Right.
Always help me, right?
Right.
And the more that I found myself investing that back into other people, the bigger that I started getting as far as, like, growth wise. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And a lot of times I know it's hard to want to ask for help. You know what I'm talking about? I've always been a person that I don't mind asking for help.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, for instance, and real quick, shout out to y'all, shout out to the Brock brand, man, for investing into Clipper Beast. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all boys poured into this, y'all seeded it, and this past Sunday, so it was one of those things like, yo, I really want y'all to see what I've been growing.
Yeah.
And I think that was something that I was, able to do. So people have poured into me sponsorship and endorsements, but at the same time, I put in work. It's a lot that goes on behind the doors.
Right.
You have to put moving pieces, puzzles, and stuff like that. So I have to learn how to accept help because whenever you build something from scratch, it's your baby. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of hard to accept help from others because you're like, he's not gonna do it right. He's not gonna do it right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Man, you
Like,
speaking to my soul right now. Mike, no.
Yeah.
You know
Mike,
what I mean?
no,
Like,
man.
this podcast cannot move with just two moving pieces.
Right.
When I walked in here, I seen everybody moving around.
Right.
I seen everybody doing something, everybody putting their piece together. So it's a unit, it's a whole.
So, but you like our setup though, right? Like,
Fucking right. Y'all killed this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
No, but I didn't expect nothing less.
yeah.
I don't
Right.
expect nothing less for y'all because I see the work Pat puts in behind the brand. I see the type of work you put in as well. You know what I'm talking about? So I wouldn't have expect nothing less. So when I walked in here, it's a unit, it's a team. Everybody moving, everybody doing different parts, and that's like, yo, that's
Facts.
growth. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
that's what's gonna take you to the next level.
Man, shout out to the team, man.
Yeah,
shout out to the
100%.
team.
Shout out
Shout
to
out to
my-
the team.
To the
They
pe-
killing
to the
it.
people behind the
Yeah.
scenes that don't show up on
At
camera,
all.
because without them, a lot of this wouldn't be part.
100%.
telling you.
This shit wouldn't run the way it is right now if it was just you two here.
Facts.
And the way I see, y'all people, the team that y'all got here, moving around, doing certain things, talking about doing this, like, yo, this shit's gonna be crazy. This shit has, there's nothing else that's gonna happen out of doing hard work but growth.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? So I don't see, like, 2024, I'm seeing y'all motherfuckers, like, on some other shit.
Come on,
like,
man.
on some
Yeah,
other shit.
facts.
And
Right.
It's gonna be dope. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, but congrats on y'all because this is something that I heard y'all talk about. And now for me, like, you know what I'm talking about, I see growth in y'all. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Especially Pat, he's been putting in work as well from the
Facts.
jump, you know what I'm
Facts.
talking about?
Facts.
Talking about
Facts.
this
Facts.
and talking about that. And I'm the type of person, like, when I walked in the room on Sunday, I seen the setup. I could see the work that he put into the shirts and this and that.
Right,
you know what I'm talking about? It's noticeable. It's there. You know what I'm talking about? Don't look like no bullshit either.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
It ain't no bullshit.
It ain't no
bullshit.
Hey.
Nah, come on, man. Come on, man.
But yeah, but definitely, yeah, like that. You know what I'm talking about? So that's what it is. I always tell people, surround yourself around good people, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's gonna help.
I'm gonna tell you another thing that I had to learn as, being a leader, man. You got to be humble enough to, like you say, ask for help. You got to be humble enough to listen to. You know how they say it's too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
You play a role.
Man, I'm telling you, it's something to having a leader that can get down to your level and be like, hey, I can't run all this by myself. What insight can y'all have so we can better the situation, better our brand, better the podcast, whatever. And I love the fact that, like, when you talk to people on that level, and people, it makes everybody else feel important. 100%. It makes everybody, when you're not just, because people feel like you get a boss and you just tell motherfuckers what to do. No, it's not about that.
I always speak, like, even this past weekend, I had so much help, bro.
And oh yeah, you did. It was people setting up shit everywhere.
I had a lot of help, right? And I'll be selfish if I said that I did it one deep.
Right.
Because I didn't. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I started it one deep. You know what I'm talking about? I did a lot of ground. I did a lot of footwork at it. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
But at some point, I needed help. You know what I'm talking about? At some point, I needed help. And I'm not scared to ask for help. I'm not, and one thing about me is, like, you'll never hear me talk to somebody. If you're around me a lot, I say thank you, appreciate it, all that, because I never want to make it feel like, like, hold on, dog. Like, hold on, dog. You just, like, trying to check me?
Yeah.
I don't like that feeling. You know what I'm
Right.
We're here as a group. We're here, like, we're a whole. We're all going to make it happen. Everybody fucks up. I still fuck up. You know what I'm talking about? There's plenty of things that I saw that was wrong this past weekend, but there's plenty of things that I've seen that was growth. You know what I mean? But, yeah, 100% ask for that help, man. You got to ask for that help. I don't mind asking nobody for help. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm with it. I had a hard time struggling to do that, but once I figured out that that's something that I needed, that's when I started seeing growth as well.
And it's crazy that you say that, because I recently told Mike that I needed help. So because with the brand, I was just, like, stagnant on what do I do, like, and I'm looking at all this stuff on the internet and seeing all this stuff, and it's just like I'm getting overwhelmed, right? So now I'm like, fuck, what do I do now? And I was like, hey, Mike, I need help, and so now I started doing a little course or whatever for, helping me with my content, helping me with, dealing with graphics and different types of stuff with brands and stuff like that to help us grow in 2024. Because, like you said, bro, it's nothing. The only thing we can do from now is go up, right?
That's it.
Because we started from the bottom. We didn't saw what the bottom was, right? So now the only thing we can do is elevate ourselves, elevate our brand, elevate our podcast.
And it's gonna show. It's gonna show, like, and that's a good thing that you asked for help. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you had never asked for help, you'd be being selfish, and then time flies. You know what I'm saying? Time goes, and time is one thing we don't get back.
And then the thing Bill Gates' wife said he might have all the money in the world, but the one thing he can never buy more of is time.
Time. And then somebody told me this too. There's two things in the world that you can't get no more: time, and you're not gonna buy no more land.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So, like, those two things stuck with me as I'm growing up. So a lot of things nowadays are, is it a want or is it a need? Right. Is it something that I could capitalize off later on in the future for my family or stuff like that too? But that could be another conversation as well.
Facts.
Bro, so you being a barber, right? And me, like, obviously I'm doing the clothing brand with Brock Brandon. You had your own clothing brand. Like, how does that come about, like, by being a barber and saying, let me start my own clothing brand?
So that the clothing brand, check it out. So my clothing brand is called Sucio World, sucioworld.com. Though it's crazy how this started. So Sucio, in Spanish is known as dirty, nasty with it, right? And at that moment, I created a hashtag called Sucio Cuts. But in my mind, I was thinking, sucio, dope, ill, nasty, ill with it, stuff like that, right?
Right.
So that was like, Sucio Cuts, right? And at that moment, that's when time I was moving around doing stuff like, right, I was just doing a bunch of things, and I wanted to create a clothing brand. You know what I mean? I wanted to create something, so I dropped the T-shirt. You know what I mean? And I think the reason why I do it is because the resources and the people that I have around me support me so much. Like, I'd be dumb not to do that. You know what I mean? Like, so I created that in 2014, and we sold thousands of units of that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? No social media behind it, no website behind it. You know what I mean? Nothing. And to be honest with you, like, you know, I'm not trying to flex my nuts or nothing like that, but that just goes to show you that, you know, you could create something out of nothing and make a whole nother avenue about that, bro. And I was just hustling this shit.
Right.
I was just selling to like my clients, the inner circle. I wasn't selling to other states. I wasn't selling to other cities. I just happened to know so many people that wanted to support me.
Right.
And, you know, and if I know you're gonna support me and you're trying to pay for haircut, you're definitely gonna buy a T-shirt. You're definitely gonna buy something like that, right?
Right.
Yo, so I created the whole clothing brand, and I pushed the shit out of it. You know, one deep. You know what I mean? Never had no help behind that either. I just tagged that along with everything else I was doing, and I brought it for the ride. You know what I mean? You know, I was, like I said, I was just creating something else, and to this day, I do drops. To this day, I've done collaborations with big name people. You know what I mean? One thing about me is like, I'm able to. I always said the gift that I have is able to bring a lot of people under one roof. You know what I mean? So I knew that I had that, and I knew that I could push this clothing brand. You know what I mean? So with this clothing brand, until this day, I'm still dropping stuff. You know, the stuff. You know, there's some stuff that do better than others and stuff like that. But you know, to me, it's just it's a side hustle. It's something that I love to do. You know, what I'm talking about? It's like a dope boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, I look at this shit and I like, yo, bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? And it's just in me. You know what I mean? To do it, so I do it. You know what I mean? Plus, all the homies like it. You know, it's just, you know, I like seeing the homies, the family rock it. You know, all my people rock it. From my pops to my brother to my sister to my cousins, my nephews, inner circle. Y'all show me love. All my people. You know what I mean? I was in touch. I was rubbing elbows with some of the top dogs. I would give them T-shirts. Yo, here you go. You know, here you go. They'll do a post and stuff like that. So it was just something that I like to do, and and I still do it to this day.
When you created your brand, you know, the Sucio World, did you ever think, you know, you would be hosting your own barber battles, like with the Clipper Beats and the Sucio World? Did you ever think when you started, was your vision, I want to do barber battles, or like, how did that happen?
Clipper Beats started off on a page that I wanted to future Texas barbers. I wanted to give a platform to the Texas barbers and give them, give them their flowers on social media. You know what I mean? So it was a page that you could come to and look at it, and you're like, oh, check it out, San Antonio, check it out, Dallas, oh, check it out, College Station. You know, these are barbers that I wanted to start in the future, right? But I needed to start doing more engagement. I wanted to start doing things in my community and my neighborhood, something that nobody in Houston was doing, right? So I started creating this monthly interaction with Monster Energy in my city and my community, right? I started to build this shit up. The way Clipper B started was because I always wanted to build a team of barbers, right? It's kind of tough to get your like Monster to sponsor so many barbers, right? So what I said, watch this shit. I'm gonna calculate and I'm gonna do stuff strategic, right? So I'm gonna create a platform that one day I'm gonna get sponsored by Monster as well. So a lot of people don't know this, but I have 2 endorsements by Monster Music. You know what I'm talking about? I have myself endorsed by Monster as June, and then my Clipper Beats platform is now also sponsored by Monster.
Come on, man.
So
shout out Monster,
shout
man.
out to Monster Energy, man. Shout out to Monster Energy. To be honest with you, I'd be dumb not to say they definitely opened a lot of doors with that M-Claw. You know, they've been true to me. You know, I don't have to wait for nothing. What they say, you know, they make things happen. They support me and stuff like that. You know, we have our ups and downs, but it's just like anything. Monster Energy helped me do a lot of things as well as other people, right? So I created this platform, and, I just got it sponsored by Monster, and the more it grew, the more the vision that I had. But I always knew that I wanted to create a platform for other barbers to come on, right? You know what I mean? So I could have been stingy and kept this platform for me, but I opened the shit up because I know what I got and I know what I'm capable of doing, and I know nobody could take that away from me.
Right. I think that's dope of you just to give back. I think that's really the reason why it's exploding the way it is, because, when you selfish, and you'll get to that top, but it's something about giving back and bringing others, your community behind you, bro. Because I think that's what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
I think us, our generation, like the millennials, bro. I think we're the connectivity from our generation to the next ones, because we can, like you say, we hit that period, that sweet period where we learned the old school ways, but we had to adapt to the new ways. You know what I'm saying? 100%. We had to adapt to the phones and computers and shit like that.
We talked about this before, how we grew up with nothing, just us going outside, and it was a basketball goal, and people had bicycles, to now to where it's the internet, it's posting, it's this and that, and it's like we were that bridge from nothing. And now we've seen how it grew. Because when the internet first came out, people really didn't know what to expect. It was just really everybody going on YouTube watching like football highlights and like weird stuff like that. And then now it's where it's at now, where people, it's a business.
It's like you did earlier. You jumped on YouTube and found
Oh
out,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
But so
Just that
that's
quick.
crazy. Like when I started cutting hair, I couldn't go on YouTube and put how to do a fade. There was no
Right.
such thing as that.
Yeah.
Right.
So now you got that. That's something else new as well. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Like, you want to learn how to cut hair. All you got to do is go on the internet. It'll tell you how to do
It's
a
a
bald
50
fade.
million
Come on now.
videos,
And that was something that I didn't have. You know what I'm talking about? Clipper Beast is a platform that I didn't have. You know what I'm talking about? So the new era barbers, they got so much opportunities right now. They don't even
Right.
fucking notice it, bro.
Right.
The shit that I do, if I had this shit back in 2014,
Right.
like 2007, 2008, I'd be a fucking whole other monster.
Right.
But I love the journey. The journey is the best.
It's
It
what
helped-
made
it-
you who you are.
I
100%.
mean, I feel like you said, it made who you are, because I feel like your hustle had to be different because you didn't have it. I feel like the new age kids and Generation X, whatever this is, they're hindered by it because it's so fluent. It's in your face. A lot of them don't know what to do because there's so much you can do. It's like, where do I start at? Even me, bro. Like I have, we talk all the time. Like I still have a hard time picking up my phone and creating content because it's like it's a hassle. It's like, oh, I have to pick up my phone.
He got a gimbal and everything, bro.
like-
He got a gimbal for his phone. He's just like, Pat, bro. I don't want to.
But think about it, bro. Think about it. There's so many things, there's so many positions or situations you're in that, people want to see this, bro. People want to
Right.
see this nowadays. You know what I mean?
Bro, June, you were speaking to, bro. I remember from the day when me and Mike hosted that first football camp, and I was like, bro, why don't you have a YouTube channel?
Mhm.
And he was like, he kind of really didn't want to tell you. He was like, man, no, just give me a number. And but we started talking or whatever. And I told him, bro, you should start a YouTube channel. He was like, man, bro, I don't want people in my business like that. I don't want people in my.
I understand that too.
And it's public. Our publicist Yolanda kept telling him like, I've been asking Mike for so long, and then one day randomly, bro, I was at my sister's house. I was just going through some shit, bro. I was in a fucked up situation. I was sleeping on a sofa. He FaceTimed me. He said, I'm ready. I'm like, what? He said, bro, I'm ready to do it. Like, I'm gonna move you out here. I'm gonna fly you out here to Cali with me, and we're gonna start filming YouTube. He don't even know, like, bro. I told my sister, I started crying because I was like, I was in a fucked up situation. I just needed something. Like, I just needed that little bit of opportunity. And then now we done went from him saying no to now we have our own podcast, got our clothing brand, and everything is going up from here. And if, with just him saying yes. Right now, because you see him even on Football Network, like the Good Morning Americas, and they asking him to go to the Super Bowl again this year to do something for NFL, just by him just saying yes. And he don't think like, man, I'm not really this big. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, to us, you in league for 11 years, bro. How many people can say I've been in NFL for 11 years, bro?
Too many.
And we see it all the time where people get in and they done it a year or two, or people get in trouble. This man background squeaky clean. You ain't even heard nothing about him, right? And he don't even really. I don't think he see it that way. But it's just from us on the outside looking in as fans, bro. And me as a fan, bro. And at the end of the day, I've never asked him for an autograph jersey because I see him as Michael Brockers. I don't see him as the NFL player. Because me and him been friends for so long, right? And he don't see it that way. But us, we see it like, bro, you was somebody to us.
Yeah, and so that was something that he planted in you. You know what I'm talking about? So he opened up his platform to allow you to come in and do whatever you do, right? So that's not nothing out coincidence. You know what I'm talking about? That's something that was, I believe strongly, like, things happen for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? And look at the growth. Look where we at right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, man, shout out to Rock and Brock. And the same thing with me, bro. I don't have a signature from him. I don't have a jersey from him. Because when I see him and I talk to him, we's talking about real life shit.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? And then when I was cutting different celebrities at the time and stuff like that, I wasn't talking about their career. I wasn't talking about, hey, what show you doing today? Hey, what you treating? No, because I wasn't even listening to them motherfuckers. I was there for one reason and one reason only. You know what I'm talking about? And I think that also too as well allowed me to like continue to cut their hair. You know what I mean? Because they knew I was coming in to do what I was gonna do and I was gonna make a move. I wasn't trying to like, hey, this and that, and that. You know what I'm talking about? None of that.
Facts. No, because you get a lot of barbers like
that.
that.
Yeah, you do, 100%. saying. Like, there's things that I'm gonna take to the grave of me as far as like situations that I've been in that if I speak on, like people probably won't even believe about it.
Right.
They probably won't even believe me. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
But those things happen so organically and so natural that there was no camera was needed. It just
Facts.
And even with him, bro, like being in the situations and meeting people that I never. Man, I met Rich Paul with dealing with Mike. Rich Paul, bro, I don't know what I didn't even how to explain how I felt at that moment, bro. Todd Gurley, bro. Julio Jones, bro. Yeah, like live. Aaron Donald, bro. Aaron Donald, one of the best football players in the NFL, bro. I was in this man's house and I was just chilling, bro. and I wanted to like, fan out, but I was just like, at the end of the day, bro, these people, they regular people at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And
that's man, Brock. I'm gonna give you your flowers right now, my G. Thank you for everything.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate you, bro. Hell
one day we're here, the next we're not. You know what I'm talking about? I learned that, man. You know what I'm talking about? I had really, really close ones that I still wish that I could have said thank you, but life moves fast. You know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
100%. You the guy, man. I appreciate everything you do for me.
Man, hey, the biggest thing for me, and I appreciate you, Bubbles, is like staying humble, bro. Man, I hope, to a lot of the, the guys I grew up with that, they see me, bro, and I've never changed, bro. I've never changed my demeanor, and I think that's why I never, really wanted to be like, oh, y'all want to autograph this and that, because y'all my boys, y'all my homies. Like, I don't think about football when I come talking to y'all, bro. I'm thinking about real life, man.
We hardly ever really talk about football.
Facts, bro.
I don't even know shit about football.
Bro, I'm business-minded now. Anything we talking about, bro, we talking about real life, or we talking about how can we expand the brand, bro? Literally.
There you go. That's with it right there for sure.
So we got to the point of the show where we give back to our special guests, and we appreciate you so much on coming on the show, and we have a little package for you, man. We got a little Brock.
My boy rocking a Brock brand shirt already.
Come on, he already rocking the Brock brand shirt. Hopefully we got you something different, man, but we got you a little package.
I did. I got you, Brody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I open it now or wait?
Man, if you want to open it up now, you can show the viewers what you got. Come on, it's Christmas. It's the holidays.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Dope ass.
Got it. My boy got like a little keychain.
I actually needed another one of those.
Yes, sir.
I got the first one too. That's fire.
The motto: don't get ready, stay ready. You already know.
Oh shit.
South Beach.
Come on. He was just talking to me about this shirt at the show, so I was like, man, let me make sure I get him one, bro.
Shit,
yes, sir.
Fire,
yeah. Yes, sir, man. We appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you, bro.
Quality. 100%, man.
When you first picked that shirt up, what do you like?
Oh yeah, dog. Put it on. Money.
Come on, man. It's the quality, bro. We always.
Oh yeah, y'all make sure
at the
if y'all watching this right now, y'all already know. Tap into the Brock brand.
Come on,
boys out here kicking it. You know what I'm talking about? Houston all the way to wherever y'all wanted to go. You know what I'm talking about? Shipping and everything, right?
Yeah, facts.
So now y'all appreciate the gift, yo. This is fire.
Yes, sir.
Man, you already know I'm a rocket.
Do you got any shout outs you want to give to people? What you got going on?
First of all, shout out to y'all for having me.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the opportunity. You know,
pull your mic closer.
I appreciate the opportunity for y'all having me here, man. If I could give a shout out to anybody, Monster, the Clink Room. Shout out to Exclusive Elements. Shout out to
Exclusive Elements, Clink Room, Monster.
Shout out to everybody, man, that just poured into what I've got going on.
Clipper Beats,
SuicioWorld.com. Shout out to my people at Breakthrough Worldwide. Shout out to my people at the Cypher. Shout out to everybody, bro. There's a lot of people that I can continue to go. Shout out to my team, my family, I'm talking about like everything. I could go on and go on, but thank everybody who's just even like, took the time to, pour into whatever I have going on.
Facts. And thank you, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. Sure. You got something for us, Pat?
Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the video. Go shop at BrockBrand.com. We also have a Shopify store, and that's it for me.
Hey, man, and you already know what to do when you watch this, because I need to do this again. Can I